Whether you're in semis, finals, or your playoffs just started, we gotta stay locked in. In this video, we're gonna go over 3 guys who should be widely available to help you bring home that championship, baby. I'm amped up. You should be amped up too. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Chris, and welcome back to Number 2 Sports. So the first guy we have up here is Dalton Knecht, the sharpshooter out of Tennessee. Now the Lakers spent a first round pick on him in last year's draft. I honestly didn't think he was going to fall to them, and I thought he was a great draft choice at the time. He's become a priority pickup now, with LBJ and Rui Hachimura being out for the Lakers, along with another couple guys that they got banged up. They desperately need another scorer to go alongside Luka and Austin Reeves, and I think Dalton is the perfect fit. He isn't going to blow you away on a nightly basis, but he's an amazing source of threes, good percentages, and the guy's going to bring down some boards. Lakers also have a great schedule, and he's not going to be subjected to any of these rest days that are absolutely killing people in their fantasy leagues right now. I could also see Luka and or Reeves getting a rest on another back-to-back, and he's a perfect fit for a team needing a cheap source of threes, points, and a jump on extra man games for the week. Hey, so I've been on a decent roll lately with these recommendations. As always, we're going to go over them later in the video. Make sure to stick around to see if we got a punishment or not. And also, some of these guys could still be floating around on your waiver wire, depending on your league, and they can be great pickups to end your fantasy basketball season. Now back to the recommendations with Tre Jones. He's been an absolute stud lately. With the injuries to Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball still out, he's been stuffing multiple categories each night. He's going to give you close to a triple-double each night, and he's going to sprinkle in some stocks as well. The one downside is he doesn't shoot as many threes as you'd like in today's NBA, so he's not going to help you out in that category, but he's an easy add, especially with a 4-game week next week with Chicago. Just note though, if Giddey does miraculously come back early, you're not going to be as excited adding Tre Jones and especially starting him. So just monitor what's happening with Giddey, but I think he's going to miss at least 1 or 2, if not all of the games next week. So last guy we have up here is Justin Champagnie, the small forward from the Washington Wizards, or as I like to call Mr. Champagne. Now he was a complete afterthought in the Wizards rotation until Baila Coulibaly went down with an injury. And now Justin's cracking over 30 minutes per night, and he's getting great usage. It looks like he has a pretty decent fantasy-friendly game as well. He can shoot from beyond the arc, and he's got decent size and a good motor, so he's going to haul in a lot of boards, and he's got great athletic ability, so he's going to get his hands on a lot of balls, so he's going to end up with a lot of steals. If we look at these last 2 games since Coulibaly went down, he's pretty much been a must-roster player. He's shooting over 60% from the field, he's perfect from the charity stripe, he's hitting multiple threes per game, almost scoring 20 points, almost double-digit boards, and sprinkling in some assists and steals, all while not turning over the rock at all. The Wizards also have a great 4-game schedule next week with 3 bad opponents. They play Portland, Utah, and Orlando. They also don't play on Sunday, so he'll be an easy drop then, so you can stream someone on the last day of your matchup. Okay, so the guys that I recommended last week was Carlton Carrington, Cason Wallace, Keon Johnson, and Zaire Williams. So the first guy we're going to go over for the recap was Carlton Carrington. Now the first game last week started off terrible. He put an absolute stinker up there. I hope you didn't panic. I know I was. Hopefully you held him, because the next 3 games he actually put up really usable lines. Carrington's still a hold with Washington's great 4-game schedule next week. And the next guy I recommended was Cason Wallace from Oklahoma. Now he'll probably end as my best recommendation for this week, especially if you're in a head-to-head league, because he already got you 8 steals and he still has 1 game left tomorrow to add to that. He also had great percentages. He had some good shooting nights as well, hitting threes, and he'd always bring down some boards and a few assists as well. He's definitely still a hold. I think he's a 9-category stud. However, Oklahoma only has a 3-game schedule next week, with the first one not till Wednesday. So in some spots, if you want to drop him so you can get a game in Monday or Tuesday, I don't mind that idea. But again, it depends on your team build and what works best for you. Now the next guys up were the Chris's 2-for-1 special, Keon Johnson and Zaire Williams. Now Keon, the first game started off great. Cam Thomas sit out, and I think he had 3 threes, 18 points, and sprinkled in other stats. But then the next 2 went really bad. The guy literally forgot how to play basketball. His minutes were trash. and he didn't even really attempt to shoot. He's out there pretty much just getting his cardio in for 2 games. The one bright side to it, though, is at least he didn't tank your percentages because, again, he's not shooting the rock at all. However, with Cam Thomas surprisingly getting ruled out for the rest of the season today, Keon Johnson kind of went off. He hit 5 threes, 21 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists. I'll still take the L for the midweek trash can lines that he gave us. Hopefully tomorrow he can put forward another good line and kind of salvage the week. Zaire Williams, on the other hand, was pretty much solid throughout the week. The first game he had a bad shooting night, but he kind of made up for it with 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And as you can see, the rest of the week he was amazing. He's hitting threes, double-digit points, solid on the boards, and that sprinkle of assists as well. I think Williams is definitely a hold for next week, especially with Cam Thomas being ruled out for the rest of the season. So the last guy I recommended was Miles McBride, and he was sort of a cheap pick because it was such an obvious injury ad due to the ankle sprain for Jalen Brunson. He had a great week. He's getting close to 40 minutes per game. He's going to help you out in threes, points, a little bit of rebounds, and assists. He's also prone to getting a few steals each game as well, and I think he's an easy hold for next week. Okay, so I'll take that midweek L for Keon, and you know what that means? Punishment time. With the fantasy basketball season winding down and baseball starting up, let me know if you guys are in any fantasy baseball leagues and would like to see some similar videos for that in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.